The news at noon starts right now.
New at noon, the former San Antonio police officer charged with shooting an unarmed 17-year-old man who was simply eating a burger in his car is now out on bond.
James Brennan was arrested yesterday, but at this hour he is out of jail after posting bail early this morning. Brennan turned himself in to police Friday. The district attorney has charged him with 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant. He's facing a charge for each of the 2 people in the car that night. Eric Cantu and a female passenger. That female, a 17-year-old girl, was not injured. Cantu is in the hospital fighting for his life. He is on life support.
Body cam video shows Brennan approaching Cantu's car. He opened the door and shot the teenager at least 10 times. You can see that Cantu put that car in reverse and tried to drive away. 2 days later, SAPD fired Brennan from the force, and then a little more than a week after the shooting, criminal charges were filed against him. That bail is set at $200,000. Again, he is already out. He is scheduled to be in court, though, on November 23rd. Meantime, what began as a minor crash now has a driver in major trouble.
San Antonio police say he was carrying a pickup full of people when he hit an off-duty officer's SUV. Katrina Weber tells us how it led to that driver being accused of human smuggling.
Paramedics check out a man in the back of a patrol car. Even though they eventually give him a clean bill of health, he may not be feeling his best knowing he faces criminal charges. San Antonio police say he was driving this pickup north on I-35 near Fisher Road before 8 this morning and tried to change lanes. The problem is an SUV already was there, driven by a SWAT officer on his way to work.
A SWAT officer was pushed over into a cement side rail. He thought the other vehicle was going to pull over, but it went to take off.
That is when the officer turned on the lights in his department-issued SUV. The truck then pulled over. Police say once the officer finally got the truck to stop, anywhere from 6 to 10 people jumped out of the back of the truck and the cab, ran across this road, and then headed off into the woods. Officers who arrived to help went into the thick brush after the group, but they came out alone.
We haven't come up with any of those occupants, but we do have the driver right now.
They took him in on a charge of hit and run, although police are convinced that wasn't his only crime.
We're also investigating a potential human trafficking.
Although they had no luck at first, officers plan to keep searching the area for the people who got away. That could determine how long the one who they caught remains in custody. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A murder trial began this morning for a man and his stepfather, both accused in a deadly shooting back in 2020. Williams Blankenship and Lane Wooten are on trial together for the December 8, 2020 fatal shooting of 24-year-old Josh Fowler. Fowler was found with several gunshot wounds outside a home in southeast Bexar County. Deputies said an altercation broke out between Fowler and 3 other individuals, later identified as Wooten, Blankenship, and his wife, Jennifer Blankenship. This morning, the state chose to waive their opening statements, and testimony immediately began with the first responding Bexar County deputy on the scene. Wooten and Blankenship chose to have their cases tried together, while Jennifer Blankenship's trial will be on another date. If the 2 men are found guilty, they face up to life in prison. And coming up later this afternoon, court reporter Erica Hernandez will have more on evidence shown to the jury today, including 911 calls and body cam footage.
Also at the courthouse, a mother accused of murdering her own child. Standing trial. Jessica Briones had taken her 4-year-old daughter to the hospital, saying that she found the girl unresponsive. That child later died at the hospital from multiple injuries. Testimony yesterday including Briones' interview with detectives, where she claimed that months before her daughter's death, she had hit her head and was bleeding. Briones explained that she didn't take her daughter to the doctor back then because it was too late and the buses were not running. She maintains she never physically hurt her daughter.
A man decides to pull a shotgun and use it during an argument last night on the northeast side. It happened around 9:30 on Oval Meadow near Converse. San Antonio police say the alleged shooter was arguing with another man over something at a home. When things got heated, officers say inside the house is where the shooting took place. The man who shot the other man grabbed the shotgun and hit the victim in the stomach. He was taken to the hospital. The shooter arrested.
San Antonio police and Crime Stoppers teaming up to catch a robbery suspect who's on the loose. Take a look at the screen. On September 12th, the man in the picture is accused of going into the Target store in the Park North Shopping Center, which is next to the Alamo Draft House. Officers say the man stole some merchandise, including a mountain bike. But when he was confronted by a store employee who tried to stop him, police say the man threatened to use pepper spray. If you have any information, you can call Crime Stoppers. The number, it's there on your screen at the bottom, 210-224-STOP.
Plans are moving forward for a new elementary school in Uvalde. The Community Advisory Committee helping to design the new school. They met with the retiring superintendent, Dr. Hal Harrell, behind closed doors last night. At Monday night school board meetings, some of the committee members spoke about their experience visiting 3 Austin area schools for insight. They're working with architecture firm Huckabee, who is in designing and constructing the new campus. The next step will come November 1st, when the committee will preview the board presentation of the program and conceptual design.
They do not know our community. This is where the community, where the committee can give input to ensure that our new school represents the culture and values of Uvalde.
29-member committee is made up of individuals who work for the district, while others are parents, community members, and Uvalde Police Chief. Ken Mueller is on the list of members. We have been told the presentation was made before Mueller's suspension and early retirement announcement last week.
Now to the war in Ukraine, where relentless Russian air assaults on Ukrainian civilian sites continued for a 3rd day. And in a new interview, President Joe Biden says the U.S. will provide additional military support for Ukraine now.
He also describes Russia's Vladimir Putin as rational, but says his nuclear weapons talk could lead to a miscalculation. ABC's Justin Finch with those details from Washington.
For 3 days in a row, Russian missiles have slammed into Ukrainian cities, killing more than a dozen citizens and wounding more than 100. Indiscriminate attacks some military experts consider desperate, raising concerns Russia's President Putin could feel pressure to launch tactical nuclear weapons, something President Biden tells CNN could lead to Armageddon.
And the whole point I was making was it could lead to just a horrible outcome. And not because anybody intends to turn it into a world war or anything, but it just, once you use a nuclear weapon, the mistakes that can be made, the miscalculations, who knows what would happen.
The president saying he now does not actually believe Putin will use nuclear weapons, describing Putin as rational, but who miscalculated in waging war on Ukraine. Meeting virtually with Ukraine's President Zelensky Tuesday, Biden, along with the G7 group of nations, pledged more financial and military support for Ukraine. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin meeting with NATO partners today.
We will continue to boost Ukraine's defensive capabilities for today's urgent needs and for the long haul.
Zelensky calling on the West to fast-track air defense systems to combat Russia's air assaults. Emergency workers scrambling to rescue children and families. The United Nations Nuclear Watchdog Agency reports the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant is now using generator power after Russian attacks in the area knocked out external electricity to the plant. Today, Russia's intelligence service reporting it's made 8 arrests in connection to last weekend's bombing of the strategic Kerch Strait bridge to Crimea, which Putin says prompted him to launch that barrage of air assaults across Ukraine. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Still coming up, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is talking about Dak Prescott and his readiness for Philly. Is he able to play or not? The answer coming up in sports.
Straight ahead, a new playground is in the works. It's going to help keep the memory of a child alive with smiles and laughter. This is going to come in handy next summer. Another step closer to the creation of a giant pirate-themed playground that will honor a local boy who drowned back in 2018.
Tiffany Huertas takes us to the site of Mitchell's Landing Playground with a look at the unique features that the community will be able to enjoy.
Mommy, watch this.
It's been 4.5 years, but every day you cry because you still miss him so much. Because he was so much love and happiness.
There's not a moment that goes by that April Chang doesn't think about her son, Mitchell. In February 2018, the 3-year-old passed away from drowning at his swim school.
You think of him actually in good ways, in such warmth and happiness, and you find ways to bring him still in your family.
But April smiles today because a project in his memory is moving forward.
He would be beyond enthusiastic. He would be so excited.
The foundation work is underway for Mitchell's Landing Playground.
He loved pirate toys and swords and hooks, and he wanted to be a pirate when he grew up. That was his aspiration in life. We decided we wanted to honor him when he left us by bringing fun through a pirate-themed playground.
The free public playground will be located at Class and Steuben Ranch Park in the 20,000 park of Hardy Oak Parkway.
Mitchell's family says he loved including everyone when he was playing and having fun, and that's what this park is all about. It's inclusive.
We have the inclusive whirl, which is a merry-go-round, but it's actually built into the safety ground cover level. So you can use assistive walking devices to roll onto it easily.
The playground is set to open in April 2023. And April says Mitchell would be all smiles seeing the community come together.
He would just love that so many people can come here and enjoy it.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
That is going to be cool.
Yes, literally
Lots
cool.
of fun.
Meantime, not literally cool today. A little bit of humidity that hopefully is going to be going away.
Oh my goodness, Ursula and David, as soon as I stepped out this morning, it was noticeable how humid it was. And you're right, we are going to get a front later on tonight. It's going to take the humidity away, but not necessarily make it much cooler. No change in the aquifer. That's some pretty good news, but the aquifer is still 33.5 feet below the average. Molds are low and ragweed is low, so not much in the pollen count. As we take a look at what we're going to talk about in the forecast, 2 cold fronts on the way, but different impacts from each of those, and a chance for rain early next week. All of these details coming up.
So I'm not complaining, but I was at the grocery store the other day, yesterday. It was hot. I was sweating after I got all the groceries from the basket into the truck.
We're we're done with all that, Sarah.
What's going on?
We're ready to move on.
I hear you guys, and you know what? Over the next couple of days, we're still going to be in the 90s. But
sorry,
I'm not going grocery shopping for
hey, here's the thing, though. We are seeing good signs that early next week, our highs could only be in the 70s.
Ooh, now you're talking.
So that is nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, though, the immediate, what you need to know. Outside right now, puffy cumulus clouds, a different look from what we had earlier this morning when we had completely overcast skies. It's 84 degrees out there. Winds are breezy at the southwest at about 10 miles per hour, gusts up to 20 miles per hour. And this is the number. Dew points are at 68 degrees right now. Whenever a dew point is in the upper 60s or low 70s, you feel the humidity, and you can really feel it out there right now. And in fact, when we look at about a day change of dew points have surged some 5 to 10 degrees just within the last 24 hours. And it's a warm one out there, no doubt. It's 88 degrees in New Braunfels. In Uvalde, it's 81, 88 in Carrizo Springs, 88 in Beeville, 83 in Kerrville. Around San Antonio, it's 84 degrees. And as I zoom in here, you can see the clouds have really started to dissipate as we head into the afternoon hours. It's 84 in Bulverde, 81 in Birdie Stage Airfield, 83 in Kerrville, 89 already in Devine. And for the rest of the afternoon in your KSAT 12-hour forecast, we're going to be getting into the low 90s, right around 93 for our high temperature today. And even after sunset at 7:30, it's still going to be a warm evening with temperatures in the 80s. You'll notice too here that there's a measly 10% chance for a stray shower. Well, that's because of our first cold front that's going to be moving through tonight. But it's a bit of a wimpy one. I'll tell you what I mean here in just a second. But this is a look at our weather setup. Here is a big low pressure system that's bringing some rainfall to the Great Lakes. This is what is pulling some cooler air across the United States right now. Here's where that cold front is. It's actually pushing through the panhandle of Texas. But the air behind this front is not necessarily frigid. We're looking at 73 in Oklahoma City behind the front and 86 in Dallas. That's a temperature drop, but it's really not a major temperature drop. And so this is the first sign that this front is a little on the weaker side. We're really not seeing a cold core of air behind this front. One thing you'll notice is that by tonight, it's still going to be pretty humid before that front moves through. Drier air will be racing south behind this front. Pardon me. And tomorrow, we're going to be a warm Thursday. We'll have winds gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. There is going to be some fire danger tomorrow because of the dry, windy, and warm conditions. So even behind the front, we're only seeing temperatures go down by a degree or two. So it is still going to be a hot day on Thursday. Then a high pressure system will settle in place on Friday. But by Friday night, with that high pressure system moving off to the east, we're going to see Gulf moisture surge back into play over the weekend. So the weekend is going to be humid after a couple of days of drier weather. But that may actually work into our favor because our next cold front expected Monday has a good chance of rain with it. Scattered showers and storms in the forecast expected for us. And there's that temperature drop. David and Ursula, temperatures will be falling from the 90s into the 70s for highs. Tuesday looks great. A cool morning and high temperature of 75 degrees. We'll continue to keep you updated as our rain chances become more into 2020 focus. But coming up, I do have a look at the tropics. There is a storm out in the Gulf of Mexico that I want to talk about.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, I'm going grocery shopping on Tuesday.
You have to make it till Tuesday.
I got to hold on.
You mean you don't have your groceries delivered to you? I figured you were a big-time roller like that.
No.
Okay.
I can't do that.
He's old school.
Okay. Old school. I got to see what I'm buying off the shelf, man.
I agree.
And get those coupons. How about
Do you like what you saw out of the Spurs last night?
I did. They won.
That's right. Spurs win. Finally, Keldon Johnson returned, and young man looked good. Plus, in college football, UTSA running attack is very strong. Coming up. Spurs forward Keldon Johnson made his preseason debut last night at the Utah Jazz. He was out while rehabbing a right shoulder injury, and he looked good, knocking down 4 of his 5 three-point attempts. Keldon pushing the ball down the court here when he drives in and he scores off the glass. He logged 22 minutes, scoring 22 points while shooting 9 of 13 overall. He was 1 of 5 Spurs in double digits. Devin Vassell led the way with a game-high 24 points. Josh Primo, who made his preseason debut as well after dealing with an MCL sprain, well, he scored 10 points. Spurs win 111-104. They led by as many as 27 points in the third quarter and shot nearly 48% for the game. So San Antonio will close out preseason play tomorrow with the OKC Thunder. Tip is set for 7 p.m. at the AT&T Center.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys will face their biggest challenge of the season. They travel to Philly to try to become the first team this season to beat the Eagles. The Cowboys will be 4.5-point underdogs. And you remember what happened this past weekend when the Cowboys were 5.5-point dogs to the LA Rams. Head coach Mike McCarthy responded, "We are nobody's underdog." But many feel that the Cowboys will need their defense and Dak Prescott to return if they have a shot at beating the Eagles, who are 5-0. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones provided us this update on his star quarterback yesterday during his weekly radio show.
He's certainly doing the kinds of things medically that you want to do. That is the indications, the x-rays, all of that, having tremendous improvement. But can he spin the ball? We know Dak Prescott can play, and we know he'll be ready to play the minute he gets a chance to go in the game. Can he spin the ball? We'll see.
Linebacker Micah Parsons was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week after recording 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble against the Rams. Micah is dealing with a groin injury, but Jerry expects him to go Sunday at 7:15 p.m. in Philadelphia. UTSA Roadrunners will be huge favorites when they face Florida International on the road on Friday night. The short week had the Roadrunners on the practice field early this week following their narrow 31-28 victory against Western Kentucky. And one of the things that has improved for the Roadrunners as the season has gone along has been their running game. Brendan Brady has certainly done his fair share this season after deciding to return for one more season. He has 5 touchdowns and 386 yards on the ground, but now he's getting help from Traylon Smith, the Arkansas transfer, who is healthy and so far has contributed with 2 touchdowns.
Just getting the push, man, and just staying dialed in. You know, it was a little bumpy at the beginning of the season, but, you know, the plan is coming along. You know, the O-line has been working hard at practice. You know, running back's been working hard at practice. You know, just just staying focused and, you know, just trusting what the coaches got planned for us, and it's been turning out pretty well.
Roadrunners are 33.5-point favorites for their Friday night game against Florida International that kicks at 7 p.m.
But can he spin the ball?
Can he spin the ball?
What does that mean?
We'll find out.
Throw it. Throw the football where it spins.
With the spiral?
Yeah, and it spins.
Yeah, that's just...
Now I get it. All right, if grande size wasn't enough to grab you, Starbucks now offering something that will have you happy. We are going to get some new details about their new partnership with Delta that can have you earning Sky Miles for your coffee.
But first, the shooter in the deadly Parkland school shooting is a step closer to learning his fate, the latest in the trial coming up in Florida. A Florida jury will begin deciding today whether the gunman in the 2018 school shooting rampage in Parkland, Florida, will face the death penalty.
ABC's Andrea Fujii with the emotional closing arguments and why his defense attorney says he does not deserve death.
The fate of the Parkland, Florida school shooter is in the hands of a jury as the prosecution asks for death.
It's unrelentlessly cruel. The appropriate sentence for Nicholas Cruz is the death penalty.
Closing arguments were heard yesterday in the trial of Nicholas Cruz, who pleaded guilty to shooting and killing 17 people, 14 students and 3 teachers on Valentine's Day 2018 at his former school, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High. The prosecutor insisting that execution is the only appropriate punishment for Cruz, describing him as a cold-blooded killer, hunting in the hallways for victims with an AR-15.
Fires a third shot, and as she runs, he shoots her and severs her spinal cord.
And reminding the jury of Cruz's plan, recorded before the murders.
Going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
The defense asking instead for a life sentence, calling Cruz, now 24, broken, suffering from a brain disorder caused by his biological mother's heavy drinking while pregnant, and claiming he did not get the care he needed from his adoptive mother.
Do we kill brain-damaged, mentally ill, broken people?
The defense claiming Cruz took responsibility for his actions by pleading guilty.
Sentencing Nicholas to life is the right thing to do.
The jury will be sequestered once deliberations begin today. All 12 jurors must agree in order for Cruz to be sentenced to death. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Firefighters in Missouri urging residents in one city to make sure smoke detectors are working. It's after a 3-year-old trapped inside a burning home died. It happened in the city of High Ridge, 25 miles southwest of St. Louis. Now, when fire crews got to the house, flames were coming out of the front door and the window. They were finally able to make their way into the house, but eventually found the child, but it was too late. They were able to rescue his 4-year-old brother. The state fire marshal is looking into the cause of that fire.
A 14-year-old girl allegedly kidnapped in Los Angeles yesterday, and law enforcement now say that whole incident was caught on video. Security footage that was released by LAPD shows a man leading a smaller person through a residential neighborhood. In the video, the suspect is seen with his left arm over the person's shoulder and his right arm pressed toward the person's body. Investigators say the suspect threatened the victim with a weapon, forced them into a bathroom, and sexually assaulted them. LA police are looking for that suspect right now.
U.S. Representative Benny Thompson taking to social media to say a suspicious package was delivered to his D.C. office. Thompson tweeted that all of his office staffers are safe and that the incident is under investigation. Thompson is the chairman of the January 6th Select Committee.
The U.S. Supreme Court hearing a case today involving images of prints created by Andy Warhol that the analysts say could have importance to all artists. The justices are going to be considering whether the late Andy Warhol infringed on a photographer's copyright. Photographer Lynn Goldsmith photographed prints in her studio back in 1981. But then a few years later, Vanity Fair paid her to license her photo as artistic reference. The magazine then hired Warhol to create a rendering of the musician based on that photo, which ran in an issue of the magazine. Back in 2016, it was discovered that Warhol made more than a dozen prints from that photo, but she never got paid for them. The case is now in the High Court, taking up the issue of the fair use doctrine of copyright law.
Outside with live cam, we are still searching high and low for a little bit of rain. There's some, what is it, a tropical storm, some disturbance out there in the Gulf?
There is.
Hope?
There is. And, you know, if it was about a month ago and we saw this system in the Gulf, we might be worried here in Texas. But with the fronts moving through, this is actually going to push it closer to Mexico. So here is Tropical Storm Carl. It is currently a tropical storm with winds sustained at 45 miles per hour and gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Carl is likely not to strengthen much beyond its tropical storm strength over the next couple of days, and it's actually going to turn to the south again because of those cold fronts pushing it down to the south. So it'll make landfall somewhere along Veracruz by about Friday night, Saturday morning. Mainly a rainfall concern with Carl for the state of Veracruz over the next couple of days. But back here in San Antonio, one wimpy front tonight, only going to cool us down a little bit, but it is going to increase fire danger. I'll talk about that. And then look ahead to Monday. We're going to see another front, and this is the more potent front that is also going to be bringing us a chance for some much needed rain. These details in the forecast coming up soon.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Still ahead, he has conquered the wrestling ring and the silver screen, but is The Rock ready for the White House? What the movie star is now saying about a possible run for president.
And it's not all high school football. We're spiking big hits, running cross country, and getting in the pool. All coming up in sports.
If you're a loyal Starbucks customer, you might be sipping your way onto a flight to the destination of your choice. Coming up, how your macchiato latte could now earn you flyer miles.
Hello everyone, these are your top headlines from Cheddar News. It worked. The dramatic crash that slammed a NASA probe into an asteroid in a first-of-its-kind test to defend Earth was a smashing success, changing the asteroid's trajectory. The strategy could protect the planet from incoming asteroids or comets. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace has announced the date for the coronation of King Charles III. This is going to take place on Saturday, May the 6th at Westminster Abbey. With the Queen Consort at his side, Camilla will be the first Queen Consort to be crowned in nearly a century. The ceremony is going to be conducted by the Archbishop of Canterbury. And Mark Zuckerberg unveiled Meta's virtual reality headset, the Meta Quest Pro. The headset will have a price tag of $1,400 and will start shipping on October the 25th. The Quest Pro packs a new Qualcomm processor along with new sensors designed to capture facial expressions, all to help make avatars more realistic. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
General Motors now following Tesla and Toyota. It's launching a new energy division. GM Energy is going to sell power storage units and services to homeowners and commercial clients. The goal is to help customers power up their homes and buildings with electric vehicles or battery storage boxes. A special charger equips an electric vehicle to power at home during an outage, and separate large batteries can store and manage power, transferring it to the grid on off-peak hours.
And speaking of electric power, a Nevada company says it has doubled its production to keep up with lithium battery demands. More cars, phones, and other electronics are running on lithium-ion batteries, and the critical component to make those batteries are mined in Nevada. Albemarle Corporation's Silver Peak facility is able to produce the lithium. They are one of the largest in the world, matter of fact. It's one of the only ones in North America. It produces around 5,000 tons of lithium per year. Company officials say it will expand 10,000 tons per year.
Starbucks customers can now earn Delta Sky Miles. The coffee chain is partnering up with Delta Airlines and awarding 1 mile for every $1 you spend on your Starbucks. As an additional perk, on the days that members are scheduled to fly Delta, they can then earn double stores or reward points on their Starbucks orders. The brands have two of the most popular loyalty programs in the U.S. Starbucks has more than 27 million members in the U.S. Delta has 100 million global members. Customers must first link their Starbucks rewards and Delta Sky Miles accounts on a special website, and that's when they start getting miles on purchases at U.S. Starbucks locations.
A company says it has created a plant-based fake meat like a filet mignon. Good Food Institute says its juicy marbles filet mimics the marbling effect of protein and fat. Many of its ingredients are found in similar products. They include soy protein concentrate, sunflower oil, beetroot powder, and yeast extract. A 4-pack of 4-ounce fillets costs $30.
That's not a bad price if it tastes like a filet mignon. Okay.
That's the question.
We'll get back to you. In today's Spotlight, the state of California now allowing all drivers the option of having digital license plates. The so-called R plates allows for customization and registration renewal without ever walking into the DMV. The new license plates are able to display different messages regarding emergency situations, like if the car is stolen or if there's an Amber Alert in the area. The wired or battery-powered plates also have built-in tracking technology that's going to help locate your car if it's stolen. Consumer advocates say the tracking feature brings up questions, though, of privacy. Proponents say these plates are safer and more convenient, though, for drivers.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not ready to swap the title of Daddy for Commander-in-Chief, despite talk and support for the actor to run for president. Not yet, anyway. Johnson, who has described himself as a political independent and centrist, has 3 children. 2021 poll found 58% of Americans would like to see him as the next president of the United States. In that same poll, 58% of Americans also said they would support actor Matthew McConaughey as commander-in-chief. I guess we walked in with some world leaders and go, hey, are you smelling what The Rock is cooking?
That's right. He could intimidate. Live look outside. Really pretty out there today, but it's going to be a hot one.
I'm grateful for the AC I'm standing under right now. Mold and ragweed are low in the pollen count today. That's some good news. And really no change in the aquifer level, although the aquifer is down by some 30 feet from the average for the month. And the good news is we do have a chance for rain, better rain chances, especially early next week, all because of a more potent cold front than the one we're getting tonight. What we're getting tonight will increase fire danger tomorrow. Details coming up. Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, it is a toasty day out there for sure. And this afternoon, we're going to be looking at a high temperature of 93 degrees. That is almost 10 degrees above the average for the day. After the sun sets close to 7 o'clock, temperatures will still be warm in the 80s. And there is a small 10% chance for a stray shower from a weak cold front that's going to be moving through tonight. 84 degrees outside right now, and it is breezy. Winds are from the southwest at about 10 miles per hour, gusting up to 20 miles per hour. And you can see those puffy cumulus clouds are there. If those cumulus clouds can grow tall enough when the front moves through late tonight, again, they could produce a stray shower. Right now, though, the story is all about the humidity out there. Dew points are high. They're close to 70 degrees. That's at the top of our scale. It's oppressively humid out there. Stepping outside this morning, I'm sure you felt that wall of humidity. And believe it or not, this late in the year, we still do have a heat index out there this afternoon. It's 84 in San Antonio, but it feels like 87. It already feels close to 90 in Converse, 91 at Stinson, 92 in New Braunfels, and 91, in Comfort. So a very warm day out there. And as we look at the wide view, you can see there is a pretty decent temperature drop behind a front, but it's not very potent. I mean, it's only 70 degrees in Lubbock. Usually this time of year, if this front was potent, we'd be seeing temperatures in the 50s out in Lubbock. But this is a weaker front, and so we do not expect a temperature drop from this. But it will be nice because we'll see a drop in the humidity. As we look at the high-res futurecast, here's when that front moves through later on tonight. Again, around 8 o'clock, you can see a 10% chance for a stray isolated shower, especially east of San Antonio. And then as we look into tomorrow, that drier air will be pushing in from the north. This is a look at wind gusts, potentially early tomorrow morning. Wind gusts of up to 30, 35 miles per hour early in the morning hours tomorrow. That coupled with the fact that we're going to have dry air and tomorrow is still going to be in the 90s. That means elevated fire danger. Here's a look at the forecast fire danger for Thursday from the Texas A&M Forest Service. In this lighter orange color, you can see that's a high fire risk that stretches from Northeast Bexar County all the way up towards San Marcos, with a very high fire risk for Austin and for Gonzales counties out east of San Antonio. So tomorrow, great day to avoid any kind of outdoor burning. Make sure to fully extinguish cigarettes and practice some fire safety. It's not all bad news, though. With the weak front moving through tonight, a much stronger front is expected early next week. And look at this. This one has the potential to bring us some much needed rain across south central Texas. It's too early to talk about exact amounts or which locations have the better chance for rain, but right now it does look like we have about a 40% chance for scattered downpours on Monday. And look at the temperature difference. We're going to be seeing temperatures fall from the 90s into the 70s for highs Monday and Tuesday. Until then, big thing to know: high fire danger tomorrow. It'll be hot, but with low humidity both Thursday and Friday. Humidity returns Saturday and Sunday, but it's a temporary return because of that decent cold front on Monday.
Bring some rain, would you?
Okay, I'll try.
Work on that. He's good at that. I forgot what I was going to say to you. I had something really intelligent, I'm sure.
It's a senior moment.
Can I make a joke about that? I doubt it was highly intelligent, Sears. I really do.
Ooh,
come on, it's a joke. That's how we act here.
How about those Astros? Let's get to the Astros, shall we? Wow.
Hey, so Seattle is in the postseason for the first time since 2001. And they probably wish that Alvarez did not play for the Houston Astros. And in the National League, Trey Turner got the Dodgers off to a fantastic start, and LA never looked back. Coming up. Seattle was threatening to win Game 1 of the ALDS at Houston, but then Air Jordan stepped up to the plate in the bottom of the ninth to save the day. 2 on, 2 out, down by 2 when Jordan Alvarez wins this lefty-on-lefty battle with a monster 3-run shot. Walk-off homer for the Houston Astros. Seattle skipper Scott Service brought in Robbie Ray specifically to face Jordan, and it did not work out for him. Astros win Game 1 8-7, taking their only lead of the game on Jordan's 438-foot shot.
Our team was very impressive today, just their resolve in the guys, and I was really proud of everybody. Seen Jordan do that a ton. Every time he starts squaring balls up, you know he's going to do that a lot.
Bregman was holding his son, Knox Samuel, who attended his first postseason game last night, and Game 2 is tomorrow, 2:37 p.m. in Houston. Dodgers hosting the San Diego Padres last night in Game 1 of that NLDS, the bottom of the third. Gavin Lux doubles to right field, scoring Will Smith, who had his own RBI double, and the Dodgers lead 4-0. They led 5-zip. Then they hold off the Padres to win Game 1 by a final of 5-3. And 2 more finals from yesterday. The Phillies edged out the Braves 7-6, and the Yankees beat the Guardians 4-1. Both of those were Game 1 as well. This time of year, boy, I jumped that animation. Sorry about that. This time of year, football dominates the headlines, especially at the high school level. But the rest of the fall sports calendar is jam-packed with thrilling races and great games. KSAT 12's Andrew Seeley gives us a brief glimpse of Tuesday's local sports action, from cross country to volleyball.
Let's go, Jack! Early Tuesday morning, athletes across the area got up for a 5K run. The District 28 6A Cross Country Championships were held at Northeast Sports Park starting at 8 a.m. Brandeis senior Michaela Garza won the girls' race in 18 minutes, 56.6 seconds. And look how close the boys' race was. Johnson senior Tate Underwood used a strong closing kick to win in 15 minutes, 15.7 seconds.
It's great, especially getting second the past 2 years. I mean, it's a great feeling, so I'm very happy with it.
I'm just really happy about it. I was kind of keeping an eye out for my teammates throughout the race. We had a lot of switchbacks. Catching a few of them crossing the line soon after me, that was amazing.
Next on the schedule, by-district team tennis. Johnson was one of many teams that punched their tickets to the next round with a 10-0 victory over Steele. After that, how about some afternoon water polo? The boys kicked off the first by-district round in UIL history in style. Clark cruised past Canyon 34-4, and Alamo Heights knocked off Marshall 19-5. Tuesday night ended with some crucial volleyball matchups. New Braunfels defeated Steele in a back-and-forth battle 3-1, and the Unicorns take sole possession of the District 27 6A lead at 5-1.
This is a really important win for us. We needed this to have the leverage we need to win first in district. We had an awesome pregame prior to our game, so we were just pumped us up, and we were so ready.
You can catch extended highlights from cross country, water polo, and volleyball right now on the BGC page at KSAT.com. For KSAT 12 Sports, I'm Andrew Seeley.
Good to see all those other sports.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew, for that. To the intelligent David Sears now.
Thanks, Larry.
Boy, he's got a long way to go to make that up to you.
Yeah. Speaking of intelligent, Jen is hosting, or Fiona.
Yes. Hi, Fiona. How are you?
Hi, you guys.
Man.
He's having a rough one.
It's all good. Hey, it's the Halloween month, right? And how about some creepy crawlies at your next Halloween party or event? Amanda Winter with Once in a Wild is here, and she's going to make sure your mischief is managed, right?
Indeed. It's my favorite time of year.
Okay, who do we have here?
This is Francis, the African bullfrog. Did you know that frogs will swallow with their eyeballs?
What?
I know.
Oh, so many more cool animal facts from Amanda coming up. Also, Jen is out still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month.
That's right, Fiona. We are here at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center. They have a big event happening tonight that's all about Mexican folklorico dancing, the history, the culture, and so many things. Very interactive. We'll tell you everything you need to know. That's today, 1 o'clock, right here on SA Live.
And October is National Seafood Month, and Nels Christensen with Ida Claire is here to show us one of the fabulous dishes on the menu, including a great way to cook a filet, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite ways to cook salmon, any other filet of fish as well, is about 75% on that presentation side first. Get a nice, crispy caramelized crust, flip it over, finish it off. It should be perfectly moist.
All right, and of course, we want to know what movie scared you as a child, and we will also show you some spooky cocktails.
Well, yes, it is going to be hot over the next few days, but at least the humid weather that's out there right now is going to be gone Thursday and Friday. Low humidity, dry heat, if you will. Then by Saturday and Sunday, it will become more muggy and a much stronger cold front expected Monday. Not only is it going to be bringing us the best chance for rain we've seen in a while, 40% scattered showers and storms, it's going to be causing our high temperatures to only be in the 70s. That's that fall feeling that I like to see in the forecast, guys.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
By the way, Jen is on the show.
I know.
I just tossed to the
Point
wrong.
noted.
But I'm supposed to toss to Fiona, but Jen is there.
Not that you're having any senior moments whatsoever during the show.
SA Live starts right
now.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Yeah, that was a hair-raising moment right there. Hello and happy Wednesday. We are meeting some fantastic beasts to help bring out our inner wizards. All right, good afternoon. I'm Fiona Gorciza. It is Halloween season. Lots of scary movies and shows, of course, come out this month, but we want to know what movie scared you as a kid. All right, let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. You might see that a little later on in the show. Mine was Jaws. It still terrifies me to this day, all right? Okay, well, from movies that scared you to food that will make you scream with delight. Yes, exciting new things happening at the San Antonio restaurant known for their southern hospitality. Nels Christensen, managing partner for Ida Claire, is here to show us, of course, one of the fabulous dishes on the menu.
Absolutely.
Welcome. There it is.
Thank you.
Right over there. What is it called?
Well, this is our wood-grilled salmon with a field pea succotash and a pimento pepper vinaigrette.
Sounds so fancy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. And for anybody who missed it, before, what is a good thing to remember when you're cooking salmon?
Well, cooking salmon, any large fillet of fish, I like to cook it 75% on the presentation side first. It just develops a nice caramelized crust. Flip it over for that remaining 25%. Finish it off. It'll stay nice and juicy and moist inside.
All right. And we're going to get started with the base over here, right?
Yeah, add just a little oil to this pan right here. I'm going to season this piece of salmon up myself. A little salt and pepper, season up high. Okay. And then we have our blackening spice.
All right, so then I'm going to get this right here, right?
Yep, so we're going to take a scoop here of our succotash. This is of edamames, peas, and field peas. Okay. Field peas are would be like a black-eyed pea.
Okay.
All right, we're just going to get that moving around in the pan a little bit. Get your spoon there. Kind of gloss that with oil. And then we're going to add a little bit of fresh cut corn off the cob.
Okay.
Yeah,
not that much?
Right in there. Perfect.
Stir that up.
Yeah. Go ahead and season that with some salt and pepper while you're stirring that together.
Okay. And of course, October is National Seafood Month, so this is one of the specials,
Yeah,
right?
we're on target with this.
Okay. And then...
So we're just going to let this warm up. Yeah, we're going to just season that through while we're cooking our salmon over here. A little bit more oil. Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Stir that through. You can see we're starting to get a little caramelization on some of the pieces of peas and corn. Next step here, we are going to add some of our steak butter to this.
Okay, what's in the steak butter?
Well, we have a little Worcestershire thyme, lemon zest, salt, pepper, and a few secret ingredients. You can just a little bit more. Everyone loves a little butter through there. And we're going to stir that through. Yep, just melt that right down.
And as this is going, how's that coming over there?
This is coming fabulously. I'm going to go ahead and flip one of these pieces of salmon.
Okay.
All right. So our next point here, our next step is that we are going to add in a little bit of fresh chopped tarragon. You can go ahead and throw all of that in there. Okay. The tarragon just adds a nice anise flavor to it, fresh flavor. Then we have some sweetie drop, teardrop pickled peppers.
Okay.
That's good right there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just kind of keep stirring that through. We're just trying to, we're not trying to like brown anything or caramelize anything. We have nice, fresh green vegetables here. We're just trying to warm them up in the butter.
Now you've got some events coming up, right, at Ida Claire?
Yeah, we do have a few events coming up at Ida Claire. We are going to be doing an event on November 20th, Harvest of Hope for the San Antonio Food Bank. It's going to be out at La Cantera. And I imagine there's going to be around 600 people there, and we're going to be doing banana pancakes with dulce de leche over the top of them.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
And that right there, I mean, that's that kind of comfort food, that southern comfort food, and that's what kind of sets you apart, right, Ida Claire?
Absolutely, yeah. We specialize in southern hospitality. We just like to bring people in and treat them like they're at our home with us.
Okay.
All right, so finishing step, let's go ahead and get this plate out right here.
Okay.
And what we have is a pimento pepper vinaigrette. And so we're going to take some of the pimento pepper vinaigrette first, and we're just going to put a little, yeah, right in the middle. And then like you're doing a pizza, kind of just swirl it out to the edges. Perfecto.
Okay.
All right. And then I would take this towel so you can hold that pan. And with your left hand, go ahead and pick that up. With your right hand, use that spoon and just kind of make a gorgeous little pile right in the center.
Ooh. Right here, centering and height, right?
Yes, sous chef. Perfect. All right. Next step is, so what I did is I started a piece of salmon beforehand just so we had one ready. I'm going to go ahead and put this on there for you, squish it down. And then the last step, just to add some more freshness and flavor, is a little bit of the lemon zest. Let's go ahead and just grate some over the top.
Okay, and tell folks where you're located.
We're located on Jones Maltzberger at 7300 Jones Maltzberger, right over in the quarry. Yeah, we're open 7 days a week and early on brunch.
All right, thank you so much. If you'd like to check out, of course, what is new there at Ida Claire, they're located there at Alamo Quarry Market off Jones Maltzberger. For more information, just head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab. All right, one thing we do like to learn, a few things about our guests, and you can do a cartwheel, and we would like to see it real quick.
All right, I'll bust one out for you real quick.
Okay, here we go. I'm just so glad you didn't hit anything.
There you go.
Oh, our guests are so talented.
What can I say?
All right, well, as we wrap up National Hispanic Heritage Month this week, the celebrations continue at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center, celebrating culture through music. And that's where Jen Tobias-Stresky is there as they prepare for a special event this evening.
That's right. There's always a lot going on here at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center and lots of history as well. Belinda Menchaca joins me now. Belinda, how long have you been here?
I actually just celebrated 30 years working here at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center. I'm very honored to say that.
So obviously you're very passionate about what you do here. Let's talk more about the event tonight that people can come experience.
Absolutely. So tonight we're presenting Viva Mi Cultura. It's a lecture, dance demonstration, interactive, where audience members will actually even be able to come on stage to join us for like a mini workshop. We get to talk to them about the dances, the costuming, the music. So it is very much an educational event tonight, 6 o'clock here in the beautiful Guadalupe Theater.
And can you tell us a little bit about the history here? Because it goes way back.
Absolutely. So, of course, the Guadalupe Theater started as a cinema. It was a movie house, and then in 1984 it was renovated in its present state with beautiful seating. We have all of our performances here for music and dance and theater.
Well, I love it here. Again, a lot of history, but we're going to get a sample now of the event because we have some dancers and they're getting that music ready, and we're going to step out of the way and watch them. Right?
Absolutely. This is Guadalupe Dance Company.
All right, well, we're going to let them keep doing their dances here, but you have a lot of other events coming up, right?
Absolutely, yes. We continue celebrating our Hispanic heritage. We invite people to come to our Dia de los Muertos event, which will be Wednesday, November 2nd. It'll be free, outdoor, Plaza Guadalupe. We invite everybody to come and celebrate our tradition, our culture, our Mexican heritage.
And you have a giveaway for tonight's event if they go to your Instagram, right?
Yes, Guadalupe Cultural Arts Instagram. If you comment Viva Mi Cultura, we will select a winner that will get 4 tickets to tonight's performance.
All right, again, lots of history. If you haven't been here in the heart of the West Side, please come visit. And thank you, Belinda. If somebody's interested in learning how to dance?
Absolutely. 210-271-3151. We have classes for everybody.
All right, she's really good, by the way. Ladies, they're so amazing. Perfect timing. Thank y'all so much. Again, for more information, SALive.com. Click the As Seen on SA Live tab. Thank you. Y'all are amazing. Fiona, back to you.
Thank you, Jen. Well, still ahead on SA Live, cocktails have never been so spooky. We make some inspired by a frightening monster. It sounds scary, but it looks tasty. But first, your wizard fantasy comes to life. We meet some fantastic beasts and how you can have your own magical adventure with these critters. It's next on SA Live.